Hello, everybody. Today, I am going to be doing not really a draw my life, but maybe like a draw a spooky story. And the reason I'm going to do a draw a spooky story, and hopefully all my Copics aren't fucking dried up, is for a kind of double duty thing for my patrons from December and January, because I didn't make a January video because things got bad. Things were not great in January. So this is the combined. And I thought, well, I better go all out and make it a little bit better. So I'm also making it a spooky story time. So the spooky story that I'm going to tell you today, and I am going to incorporate everybody's names into this. Oh my gosh. I am so sorry, guys. First of all, I'm sorry that I'm doing this on the FaceTime camera because it's the worst camera known to man, and I'm sorry that you can see all of my art explosion. I just have all of this. I've got a bunch of projects happening all at once right now, and they're everywhere. They're just everywhere. But when I downloaded the list of patrons off of Patreon, I grabbed the wrong list. It only included a very small number of patrons. And for some reason, when I was doing it, I was like, that sounds about right. That's how many people I think would pay me for my content. But it left off a bunch of you. So you didn't get included in the drawing, in the scary story drawing thing. I wanted to get this video out in time for everybody because it was late last month. There wasn't one. I'm late on all sorts of things and everything's backed up, and I was like, oh my gosh, I can't take one more day to redo the whole video and then one more day to upload it and then one more day to edit it and all of that. So I'm going to share your names right now, and I'm so sorry that you didn't make it into the drawing. So even if you didn't make it into the drawing, I hope you enjoy the spooky story. And so I deeply apologize to, and I owe huge apologies to, Adrian, Barbara, Christina, Kobiza. I say Kobiza, but you said it sounded like bizarre. So Kobiza, Debbie, Carrie, Lauren, Rebecca, and Valley. And I am so sorry that you guys got left off. That was my bad. And super apologies all around. But like I said, I hope you enjoy the rest of the spooky story. The spooky story that I'm going to tell you today is about a time that Bronwyn Green and I went to an old abandoned schoolhouse. Now, when I say that this is like an old abandoned schoolhouse, I mean it's like, it's not like, sometimes you'll see them where they're like, they've got blue tarps on them. Actually, if you're not from the Midwest, you might not see old abandoned schoolhouses with tarps on them. By the way, I am not a great artist when I guess I do okay. But in this case, not so much. But it was this old abandoned schoolhouse. And you could drive past it on the way to, I don't know, somewhere that she lived or grew up or something. And it was surrounded by like all of this, like it was off the road and it had all of this really tall, sort of like yellowy, gross grass around it. And she had actually never seen anybody really there. Like she had never seen anybody go in or come out in her like whole life that she lived there or in the area. I'll put some grass because I mean, like it wasn't like on the prairie. There was like other grass too. Anyway, she'd always wanted to go to this spooky schoolhouse thing. You know what? Just so we know that this is a school, we're going to write school. Like I'm going to save this for years. Oh, we should do it this way. Like, see? Look. You know how you used to do that in elementary school? That's the way we should do it. Anyway, we went to this schoolhouse. We drove up. And I think I drove like a green neon at the time. So we arrived in my gorgeous green neon that I have missed forever. That's us getting there. I guess that looks more like a Rolls Royce That's how highly I think of my old neon. I think of it like a Rolls Royce, okay? Look, I'm doing this. I'll put a little person with the wings. There you go. That's how everybody knows. So I drove up to this abandoned schoolhouse in my Rolls Royce. That's what I did. I drove up to the schoolhouse in my Rolls Royce. Bethany. That's where I went. Up to this schoolhouse. See, look, I'm writing your names this time. So we go to the schoolhouse in my Rolls Royce and decide that we're going to go inside and check it out. Now, this place looked pretty beat up from the outside. Like, it had, like, its siding was falling off. So there was, like, patches where the siding would be missing all over the place. And it was like a white, like a one room. I guess there might be some people on here that aren't from America, and maybe this doesn't happen in other places, but we used to have these one-room schoolhouses, and it was like they were churches and meeting places and all of that stuff. And and then like over the years they've gotten abandoned. So like this one had like a bad roof, like shingles were missing, you know, and it was falling in. There was a house up the hill. And so we thought to ourselves, that house must be owned by the people who live there, like who own the schoolhouse, because it's so close. So we go up to the house, and from the road, the house looks normal. There's like a yard, okay, and the yard was actually mowed, which is the weirdest part. The yard was mowed, and it had like a driveway, like a paved driveway. It was a nice driveway. And it was a nice driveway that somebody had actually put care into. I mean, like, and then as we got closer, it kind of, in sections, grass was breaking through, so it needed to be redone. But it wasn't like a nightmare, okay? The house was this tall, yellow house, and it was lovely. It had a black roof on it and all of that business, okay? It was just a regular old farmhouse. There was even a barn that was behind it that had like a, you know, it was like a typical like red barn. Okay. And as we drove closer, oh no, what the fuck happened to my red? I'm gonna have to get a new tip and everything. That is some bullshit, Copic. It's not Copic's fault. It's my fault because I don't use them very often. I don't draw with markers as much as I used to. Just imagine that barn is red. This barn is red. This is red. Okay. Yeah, so, Casey, I'm telling you, if you don't think this is red, KCC, it's red. All right, now, we drive up. The place looks like somebody's been here or whatever, but then as we get closer, as we come up the driveway, we look in the windows, and from the road, you can't see this. All of a sudden, you look at the windows, and there are like signs in the windows. And then some of the windows are broken. And the place is completely empty. Kind of spooky. Not even kind of, just like very spooky. So we had planned to go to this house and ask permission to go into the house that had, or into the schoolhouse. I'm sorry, I'm telling this story and I'm not going to do probably any editing on this. I want you to get the full experience. The full Jenny Trout is a complete bonkers person experience. So we thought, who's going to catch us? We're out on this country road. There's nobody around. So we go back to the schoolhouse and we think, all right, we kind of hide the car. We park behind it just in case the police come by. By the way, if you can see my desk and all the little like things on it, that's because I do a lot of drawing and arts and crap on all the surfaces in my office at all times. So we came to the schoolhouse from the back. So here's the roof of the schoolhouse. To explain this to you pretty well. Here's the roof of the schoolhouse. This is the back of the schoolhouse. And on the back of the schoolhouse, there is another roof. Okay. There's that roof. And that's where there's another door. Haha. Now, there are 2 doors at the front of the schoolhouse, and the 2 doors at the front are padlocked. But not this. Oh, yeah, I should just point out that schoolhouses have, like, a bell, like a steeple thing. Whatever. You fucking know what a schoolhouse is. Hopefully. And if you don't, you can just, like, look it up online. So we're coming into this schoolhouse from the back way, which is over here. That's the back way. And it's dark, obviously. It's completely dark. So spooky old schoolhouse, yellow creepy grass, a shitty abandoned house is like over here. So we'll say just in case you wanted to know. Just in case Christine E. or Christy E., who I always read your name wrong. In case you were wondering where the shitty abandoned house is, Christy, it's that way. So Bronwyn and I go inside. And what do we find inside? We find a fucking wreck, okay? So when we come in the door, there are a set of stairs leading up. I guess I could draw this part too. There's stairs coming up that are very rickety and broken. The kind that you can see all the way through, so the monster can get you. Okay, so the monster's under there. There's another set right here that's leading down. And at the bottom of those stairs, there's a door through which we can see kind of a I don't know. I would describe it as like a Blair Witch situation happening down here. Like there's dirt on the floor, and it's very murky and dark. But there is a door here that's attached. The door is still attached. Okay? My dog is whining. He doesn't like the spooky story. So this door here is still attached. And it's just a rough sort of plank door. And Bronwyn Green and I, obviously, we want to go through. There's an open door up here. And the open door leads into the actual schoolhouse part. Now, from where we see the door, I can already tell, as we're going in, that the floor inside is, like, shitty and full of holes. And at this point, this is the first time where I'm not worried so much about trespassing as I am about, like, that's a window, not bars. And it's broken. It's got breaks because there are lots of windows in here that were broken. This is the first time on this journey of discovery that I was afraid of something other than accidentally, like, getting caught by the police trespassing. I mean, because it's hard to be like, oh, no, I thought this was, you know, a Walgreens or some shit. Like, I thought I was supposed to be here. So that was the first time where I was like, you know, we could actually get hurt pretty badly in this place. I mean, like we could get hurt and nobody knows that we're here. That was the other thing. Is like, we could get hurt and nobody would be aware of it. Isn't that scary, Holly B? Wow, that looks threatening. Are you afraid of the dark, Holly B? So, like I said, nobody knows we're there. And I start to worry that we might get hurt. We keep it pretty brief. But when we go in, what we see is basically a long room. All right, so let's see if we can't do some perspective here. This would be a great time for my character, Ian, to, like, be a real person so that, like, he could, like, draw this for me. I could not afford to have Ian draw this for me. This is the ceiling. The ceiling was kind of like white rafters. And as I said before, the floor was wood, but there were definitely, like, holes and breaks and shit in it. There were windows along the sides. I don't know why I drew them like that, but there were windows. I don't remember them being arched, but look. I'm trying to tell you a spooky story. I'm trying to be an adult. There's the doors in the front. There's like the front doors. And, again, holes, bad stuff. And you could tell that this was a place that kids came to drink and make trouble. And I wish my red marker was not, like, dead because I could show you. Well, I guess I have this red marker. Oh, by the way, if you have Copics and they run out, don't throw them away. These are fucking expensive. Get the refill ink, which is what I gotta do. I'm not throwing it away. I'll probably get a new nib, though, because it's been dried out for so long. But yeah, you could tell this was a place where kids came to drink because there was shit like anarchy symbols drawn on the wall, like in spray paint, and then like upside down pentagrams. And that's not how you draw a pentagram, but whatever. I don't know how to draw a pentagram. Well, I don't know. How do you fucking draw a star? I don't know how to draw a star. And, okay, like that. There was like shit like that, and like, you know, like Ted rules. Hey, actually, wait, I missed an opportunity. All right. So we're going to put Kristen's name in here. All right. Or Kirsten, I'm sorry. Kirsten W. rules. And then we'll cross out that so that only Kirsten rules, and we'll just put sucks. Ted sucks. I don't have a patron named Ted, so I'm not making fun of anybody who's real. So yeah, that's what it was like on the inside. It was kind of boring. It didn't feel haunty. I mean, like, there was still a deep feeling and sense of unease being in here. Because yeah, like, there was like broken bottles and like used condoms and all that stuff, but it didn't seem scary. It just seemed like a place that stupid teenagers were coming to do dumb shit. And I say stupid teenagers, not because I think all teenagers are stupid, but because I think it's particularly stupid to go to a place where nobody knows where you are and you could fall through the floor and get hurt. So it was kind of a disappointing outing at this point in time. And I went out, we went out to the car. We're like, okay, well, that was like a bust. And I should point out that the day that it is, and that we are having is this beautiful, sunny, like, the clouds in the sky were like not even moving. They were just those big fluffy, you know, like those clouds that are like that, but they don't move. They just stay happily where they are, and they're just like so nice, and they're like just the nicest. They're the nicest clouds. And they just are so happy to see you, and they have just sunny smiles, and the weather is beautiful. Like, the weather is fantastic on these days. And then, like, maybe the cloud is like, okay, where can I draw this so you guys can see it? Okay. Then the cloud is like, I love Rebecca P. Okay, so this is what the weather was like today. This is also why I'm not a meteorologist, because nobody understands that fucking forecast. However, all right, what ends up happening is as we're leaving, remember my drawing from before? It's like the only one that I like folded because of fucking course I did. Remember that? Remember that door down there? So Brownland Green and I, we leave the thing, and as we're walking out, we turn and we look through the door. So here we are. Here's that little area that comes off the back that had the unlocked door. Okay? And then there's like the rest of the school is up here and all that shit. And I'm not drawing the bell tower. You understand! All right? As we come out of this door, we can see the downstairs door right here. The little doorway to the Blair Witch area. And you can see the stairs going up to the open door to the inside up here. And as we come down the stairs, we see that the door is now slightly closed. It's like halfway closed. There's like a little crack, just a little one, where you can see through. And then all of a sudden, it slams. There's no wind. There's nothing that would cause it to slam. It's just bam. So what the first thing we think of, obviously, is, oh no, it's a ghost. That's what I think a ghost looks like. You know, I don't like that ghost. He's scary. I'm going to make him a worried ghost. Oh, I'm worried. Oh, it's an octopus, isn't it? Anyway, he's not an octopus. That's not an octopus. Okay. So, ghost. It says it right there. Okay. So, the first thought is, oh my gosh, a ghost slammed the door. And we're all going to just, like, be haunted for the rest of our entire fucking lives. Okay. And then something bad is going to happen to me. And, Shanti M is going to be, doing a report in some, like, fucking newspaper about how I was haunted forever. The thing is, here's the scarier part, all right? The scarier part of this story is there could have been another person down here. What kind of person? In the middle of the day, we're not talking these are, like, teenagers hiding, because teenagers don't hide well. They giggle, and they do all sorts of stupid shit. So it could have been anybody down there. It might not have even been a ghost. It could have been some spooky, creepy person who was down there. What kind of spooky, creepy people? What kind of freaks would be down in a schoolhouse basement in the middle of the day on a weekday, scaring everybody who comes into the schoolhouse? That's the answer to that question. Next month, I will be doing another video. It probably won't be another spooky story. I find that story very spooky, but I'll do something else next month that won't be my terrible drawing skills. And I will be covering the February pledges. As always, and 100%, as always, thank you so much for your support. And for continuing to let me do the things that I want to do and share my goofiness with the world in a way that I could not afford to do if I was still working at McDonald's. I get fewer chicken nuggets this way, but I think it's a fair trade-off. So with that, I will just try to draw a little chicken nugget here to get my point across. And I'll see you in February. This is February. I'll see you in March for the February patrons. I know when things are.